Paul again. How you doing? So today I would like to talk to you about the drone that I use and the equipment that goes with that drone. Sometimes you see some aerial views happening, and the drone that I use, here it is. So I have it here on the table, and there's the case, and this is a pack, and I'll show you what's in all of the stuff, okay? And then we'll go outside and we'll fly it, and you'll see some of the footage from that drone. Oh man, I'm glad to be back. I'm sorry it took me so long to get back and make another video. But anyway, today we're going to find out what drone I use and how good it is. All right. Okay, so here's the stuff that comes along with flying a drone. Not all of this is necessary. I just find these things make it easier for me to use my drone. Okay, so here's the case, and in the case we can fit the controller. The drone goes here, and there's 2 batteries, and then we have a compartment here, a zippered compartment that we can have filters. We can have cables like this. We can have the battery pack. I'll show you those things. Okay, so that's the case. Here we have the drone, and of course you notice this thing on the drone. This wraps around the drone and keeps the props in neat order. Okay. Also, you'll notice that the drone has a protector for the camera, which is, let me set it up this way, okay? Here's where the camera is. All right. So that's the drone. And, oh, wait a minute. Let me talk about that for a second. This drone is the DJI Mini 2. It shoots in 4K, up to 4K 30. It's an excellent drone. It uses OcuSync with this controller, OcuSync 2 actually, and that's a very good link between the controller and the drone. It's not just a simple wireless connection. I don't know what magic they use in DJI, but this controller has OcuSync 2. Okay, so this drone has a range of, they say, okay, without interference, 10 kilometers. That's about 6 miles. So yeah, it's really a wonderful drone. And the main thing is, let's see if I can find it. Oh, it's covered up, but it's under 250 grams. I think this is 242 grams with the battery. Here's an extra battery, and I have another battery as well. I just wanted to show you what the battery looks like, and there's already a battery inside. This is the controller for the drone, and the controller is wonderful in the hands, and this is where you put your phone, and you connect your phone at the top of the controller, not the bottom. So that's an incredible component to this whole drone thing. Here we have the thumb pegs that go, control pegs that screw into here. They're stored here, okay, at the bottom of the controller. We already talked about the battery, but this is a third-party battery charger specifically for this type of battery, and I got this off of Amazon. I think it was very, very cheap. It was maybe, I don't know, $15, and I did not get the Fly More package. I thought I could get some of the components a little bit cheaper, and I did, and they seem to work wonderfully. So the battery fits in there, and we can put in 2 batteries, not 3, 2, and charge them that way. And it just uses a, let's see here, it just uses a USB here, cable. So this is worldwide. That means I don't have to just plug it in here at US, but also in Europe. It also has a USB out, so it can charge other things at the same time. Like, let's say, the controller or a phone or something like that while it's charging the batteries. Very, very interesting. Here we have a landing pad that folds up and fits in this bag that you saw at the beginning. And then, of course, to keep it from blowing away, we have the 3 pegs. And this landing pad is dual-sided. So here's a blue side and here's the orange side. And really it's quite interesting because that orange against the green grass, let's say we're using green grass, we're putting it down on green grass, it really stands out. So if the drone is up, let's say 400 feet, that's the limit that we can fly, the height we can fly. When you look down, you can really see this circle. It really stands out. Okay, what else do I use? I don't use a phone, but I use, this is the substitute for the phone, and here's the connection with an iPad. So I use an iPad instead of a phone. And that's what I'm looking, when I'm viewing what the drone is viewing, I'm actually doing it with my iPad. So the application, the DJI Fly app, is on this iPad. Okay, and it's held with this, which expands and goes behind, goes behind the iPad. So this expands out. This goes in to here. And when you see me flying it, you'll see I'll have this, I'll do that for you. It goes in the top of the controller here. And this is the cable that connects the iPad with the controller over here. Okay? So I think that's all. So let's look at everything. And now we're going to take everything outside and you'll see how it's done, how I fly. Okay? All right, let's go outside. So here we are, and these are the things that are getting ready to be used for flying this drone. And remember, it's a DJI Mini 2. And so we have the iPad attached to the controller. Let's see how that's done. You see how this thing right here, this attachment thing, this is also a third-party thing. It does not come with the drone. This attaches as though it were a phone, and then it has this arm, and the arm attaches to this thing here. It has 2 sides, you see? And then that stretches and holds the iPad. So now my iPad is my phone, it is my vision. That's how I control what I see from the drone. The drone is on the pad already, landing pad. This is fairly thick grass, and you know, sometimes the props get caught in the grass blades, but with a landing pad, I don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about mud or snow or dirt or grass, and we just put it down. And of course there's the spikes, the 3 spikes. Okay? So now I'm just going to go through the steps. I'm going to put this down here, and I'm going to go through the steps to start the drone, and then we'll have the drone take off. All right, let's try it. I press once, and then I press again and hold. Did you hear that sound? Okay. So now, my iPad just turned on and it said an accessory is connected. So now I have to put the code in to unlock my iPad. I'll turn it this way. Okay, so my iPad is unlocked. I haven't done anything except for put the, whatever the code is. And then now it's connecting. It wants to connect to the drone. So I turn my drone over. You notice I've taken off the protector for the camera, and I do the same thing. 1, and then I hold. And now the drone makes that noise. I put it down there, and the drone is connecting to the controller, which is connected to the iPad. Wow, kind of weird. and then it says go fly. But we're not ready to go fly. We have to put in the thumb pegs for the controller. So let's do that real fast. So right now we're looking at the drone hovering above the river. It's doing it right now. This is in real time. Now, I keep the drone in line of sight so that I can see it. I can see it still up there. And now I'm going to press this button and hold it. And this button has an H. You see that H there with an arrow down? It has a pause button too. But if I hold this down...
Return to home.
Did you hear that? Okay. Now, I'm not controlling the drone at all. I'm holding my camera. But the drone is going to come back and go above these trees here and land, hopefully, somewhere around this home point here. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go get the controller now, and let's see if I might have to change the trajectory, the aim, the direction of the drone in order to avoid those trees right there. Let me go get the controller. It's over here. I don't even have the controller, do I? Okay. At any time, I can stop. Oh, I hear it. And I see it. And there it is above us, right above us. Look at that. Well, you can't see it. I'm sorry, but it's right above us here.
Landing.
And how does this drone do this? Well, it's controlled by satellites. And how many satellites? Let's find out. Here it says 26 satellites. So I stopped return to home, and there's a drone. Now, look at the pad. The pad's over there. So it's a little bit off. Let me back up and show you how far off it is. So if it were to land right now, it'd land in the grass. But we don't want to do that, do we? So we are going to bring the drone and put it on the landing pad. I'll show you. I'll do that right now. I won't actually show you because I need my hands for that. I only have two hands, one here and one holding the camera. So let me do that right now. When it lands, it automatically turns off. And I landed it on the pad because I didn't want it on the grass. So now you actually get to see that's how it's done. That's how I fly drones. And the footage is always put onto an SD card. This drone does not have its own. Let me turn it off. How do I turn it off? I click once and then I hold it. And it turns off. There's an SD card right here. Goes in that slot right there. I don't know if you can see that slot right there. And I have a pretty big SD card in it. I think it's 128 gigabytes. So I'm not really worried about space. I can also charge this battery with this USB-C input. And I have on here, on my drone, let me put it down for a second here. I have master air screw props that I bought. These are third-party props. And they're supposed to be quieter, and they're supposed to help the drone stay in the air longer, I guess a minute longer. This drone can stay in the air, they say 31 minutes. I would say more like 28 minutes, depending on wind, depending on humidity, and heat, and all of those things. Yeah, and temperature. So, yeah, this drone is amazing. The camera is amazing. I love to fly it. It's very, very, very easy to fly once you get the controls. And now you can see what it says about the weight here. It says ultralight, and it says 249 grams. It's actually under 249 grams. Why is that important? Why is that weight so important? The reason is the government has restrictions on drones. You have to register them. And if a drone is under 250 grams, then it's kind of seen as a toy. And it doesn't have to be registered. Most people fly very responsibly. They're not trying to invade anyone's privacy. And I try my best never to fly around lots of people or in front or behind houses that I'm not associated with. So most people do that. Even though this drone isn't registered, it doesn't need to be registered, I still use those rules and regulations. I fly less than 120 meters, 400 feet. I keep my drone in line of sight so I know where it is. Those are all regulations I must follow, even though it's not registered. And I think most drone flyers do the same. Anyway, enough of that. Fun drone, fun to do, excellent activity, gets you outside, and I'm going to keep flying. So I'll see you guys later. All right. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. If you have any comments about this video, please put it in the comments. Subscribe and hit the like button if you wish. I always say that, and it's the truth. It's the truth. But more importantly are the comments. Please comment on what you think of these videos. All right? All right. Bye-bye, everyone.